Hi vlog, Wednesday 23rd of February 2022. I'm kind of high right now. I ran out of weed yesterday, and then today I was like, I went in the store to get like some food, and I had $12 cash from the last time I got money out, because I got $100 out at the beginning of the month and $88 for weed or something. So I had like $12 left over. So I went over to the store and I got some, like an eighth or something, some weed. Smoked it. When this runs out, they call me like tomorrow or whatever, I don't know. I won't buy any more. I won't get any more cash out the rest of the month. But, yeah, I didn't do a video for like a week or more. I don't even want to look at, because I switched over to working on the website and to put the Google Earth stuff, and I fell into this problem where I couldn't fix these pages because I pre-made the link page for the city of Rome every single year, and I have 3 different links for it on the icons, buildings, population, and shape, and I ran into problems with that because I was adding things later, and when you do that, it causes problems, and you have to rebuild it. And then I did it for the New York skyline buildings, tallest, all the buildings over that are skyscrapers in New York. I think a skyscraper is anything over 300 meters or something, or 150 meters. I can't remember. Anyway, there's 146 of them in New York, so I did those, and I made the link page for it, and where you have one link for the skyscraper, Wikipedia, and then one link for the building in New York, because I built it in New York, and then one on Atlantis, and then one for like all of it as a unit. So that's 3. But I was building that, like I got the idea to build it as I was going along, because I forgot that I built them on Rome, and I mean New York. And when you build stuff piecemeal, and also I didn't build the link to the Wikipedia right away. And when you build piecemeal stuff, it causes problems, and it resets, and I got reset so many times. And then it reset itself like retroactively or something. I like uploaded it, and then I looked at it again, and it was fine. Then I looked at it again, and it was all messed up. So, and then I put a new table on to work on the Atlantis, and it screwed it up, and then I forgot to back it up and delete it. It was like a disaster. It went on for a few days, freaked me out. I think I finally fixed it, but I had to put it on its own page. Like, you couldn't do anything else on the page. It got like too many bugs or something. So if you build it all at once cleanly, I think you can have it on all on one page, but not when it's fucked like that. I don't even know what the hell's wrong with it, but I think all the links work. It just has to be on its own page. From the Atlantis page, and then I started working on Atlantis. Oh yeah, so I'm working on the Google Earth, right? I'm working on the Google Earth pages on my website, which is problematic because, well, it opens up a can of worms with the Google Earth itself, because none of my Google, because I don't finish anything. I never finish anything. I always bounce when I get like worn out, and I always wear out like 90% of the way through. So in order for me to add links for Google Earth stuff, like the Google Earth that I'm adding the links to has to be a certain level of development so that I can, the name has all this stuff, and nothing was. So, you know, now I'm kind of falling back in. I had to reorganize like XC page in the New York, and then save all of the bits. And then I had to like rename it, and so I'd save it again. Same thing with, so then I started going with Mountain Topia. Is that what I called it? Mountainia? No, I can't even. Mountain Topia. Just like fantasy world up in the mountains here, to make it picturesque, make a cool little thing on Google Earth of all of the famous historical buildings up there. And I wanted to do the Google Earth of that, because I did Google Earth of like Exceed for a day, and then Atlantis for a day. And I was like, oh man, let's just keep building pages. So I went on that one. And some potential spam trying to call me. And yeah, but then I had to like edit it, you know. in order to save it. None of the things that I built, like I wanted to know the size of them. I thought that would be a cool thing to see on the page. So I had to like figure out what the size was, like tracing the area of a bunch. And I also had to connect them to the Wikipedia. I did that with Atlantis too, but I don't think it did it with Xseed. So I have to go back in Xseed and do that. See, these are things that I don't like think of before because don't think it's like worth it or whatever, or it's too time consuming. So, so then I started working on this Mountaintopia because it was like the least developed, and yeah, it still is, and a lot of stuff I didn't build. I was even thinking like, oh man, I don't have a newer version of this on my other computer, but I don't think so. But so I'm working on that, and I kind of figure out in my head how I want to have it organized on my website, because I have the 5 columns, so I decided to have 5 different sections. There's south until Eldora, and then there's Eldora to Audubon, and then Audubon to Longs, and then Longs up to like Mummy, which is like the whole like Front Range part accessible from here. So that's 4 sections, and then the 5th would be Boulder. And so I looked at Boulder because I made this village on this other side to kind of help illustrate population of Green Mountain. And then I built a bunch of houses on the Flatirons, and I was looking at it, and then I suddenly remembered, like a month ago, I was hanging out with my mom, and we went down to Boulder bookstore, and I saw they were selling this like poster that had all of the Flatirons named, and so I bought it because I wanted to look at it and put it on Google Earth. So I was like, oh, now that's time to do that. Let's just do it now. Because I was already kind of editing the little houses on the Flatirons. So yeah, that's what I kind of finished up last night with, and then today. But then it didn't kind of include all of them. So now I'm going to trace all of them, every single one, and go into the different like rock climbers websites and look at the routes and see if they have them all named. For the ones that don't have names, I guess I get to name it and make a list. All of them from north to south, and numbered and sized, and yeah, that'll be interesting. That's kind of something that I want to do, that I've been wanting to do, and then I can go back to where I was, where it was organizing the different houses on all the Flatirons, so I can use those to kind of name the houses. Name the houses based on whatever Flatiron they're on, and then what else? Yeah, then I can finally move on and finish up what I was doing with all the Mountaintopia. I was tracing. Maybe I'm like halfway through. I think I am halfway through I am halfway through because I'm on the Boulder section, which is 3 out of 5. So then I have to do section 4 and 5, and I have those divided up between mountaintop and then lake, because there's ones on top of the mountains and then ones like on the little lakes below. And so, so then I do 4 and 5, but I think 1 and 2 had more, a lot more. And then and then not number them on Google Earth because I'll if it's processed, make more. But then on my website, number them and put them all up, and link them and. There's my Mountaintopia. That would have been after it's all said and done with this whole Flatiron detour. It's like maybe like a week, and then I, so it's like all these different Google Earth pages that I have to work on, the Rome and all that stuff. I was like looking at it like, oh my God. Boy, oh boy, did I go a long way on the Google Earth before I started linking it on the site. And it was like, damn, that's not smart. Because it increases the chance that you could lose stuff, because if you lose something for whatever reason off the computer, at least you have it backed up on your website, all the little bits and pieces. There's some things that I lost that I wish I had up there, but I don't know, maybe I'll find them, because there's stuff all kinds of stuff that I built that's tucked away, that can be part of its own page. So kind of have my work cut out for me, but it's interesting work. And the problem is, when you're working with Google Earth on the website, there's lots of Google Earth stuff you have to touch up in order to get it on the website. And so if you compound all of the different Google Earth stuff I have to finish, that's like kind of like, now you're getting like, whoa, time consuming again. So I was talking to my mom, and since the last time I did my videos, I did a bunch of walks with my mom, and we went on a bike ride. First bike ride of the year with the cat. And she's been giving me a hard time, wanting me to, had a little scab in my ear from like a spider bite. She's been like mad at me because I'm like working on my site all the time, and I'm like, I go over there and hang out, and I'm groaning and all that and stuff, and she's like, you need to get back in shape. And I'm like, okay, well, listen, it's like either or for me, because I don't like exercise the same way that like a out of shape fat person doesn't like exercise. Like, it's not fun because you're not proficient at it, and physically it doesn't feel good because you're more like squeezing out toxins instead of releasing endorphins. And so, but I could enjoy it if I just focus all the time on it. So it's like an either or thing, but I can't, let go of my site where it is. So I have to get to a stopping point. So I told my mom, I'm like, look, I could like get in shape if you want me to, but number one, it has to be like where I'm at a stopping point. And so maybe I can get it to a stopping point on a Google Earth. I think I told her like halfway through May, so that's in like 2 months. February, March. That's in 3 months. So I get 3 months to tie up the loose ends on the Google Earth stuff. And then I'll start doing the exercise, and so then maybe that'll be like a place where I can stop and be happy with my website. But I know how to do that without freaking out, because like if I stop the website and start exercising all the time, that means the productivity of the website would go down 95%. So my guess was, so pretty much halt it. So I'd have to be happy with myself or wherever it is, not feel like anything's kind of like, all this stuff is unfinished and useless. Or in a place where I can keep it growing fast enough. So I'd have to be happy with where I am. So in order for that to be, I have to be able to concentrate, get myself into a certain like mindset. And I hang out with my mom so much that I get like affected, by her comments and stuff. And so I told her, there's 3 things she has to follow, 3 rules she has to follow. And she agreed on it, and so one of them is she can't tell me to sell my bike when I get going. The other thing that is going to dictate whenever I start exercising, training, is whenever I can buy a bike, because I want to be able to like do whatever ride I want whenever I get up, not be limited. And right now I'm limited because I have a mountain bike, but it's not worth riding. It's too old and barely works. So I'd want to get a mountain bike, but a nice mountain bike. I'd also want to get a gravel bike, but I don't need a gravel bike in order to exercise because I only have a road bike. I only have road bikes. So get a mountain bike, and maybe I can get a mountain bike on a payment plan halfway through the summer. Maybe I could get out of debt halfway through the summer and then get myself back in debt. To get a mountain bike, and then I can be like, do all kinds of cool adventures. So I don't have a car to drive up, but that's cool. Maybe I could borrow my mom's. I don't know. But, yeah. And, so maybe that's halfway through the summer. But, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I told her, I'm like, look, you can't tell me to sell the bike, like, don't bother me after I buy it, don't be like, sell it. Number 2, don't tell me to get a job, because like, people usually get jobs when they need the money, right? So like, suppose I don't need the money, like I know how to train all the time and not spend too much money. The thing that's more precious to me is time, you know? Why would I get a job just to make extra money? So don't try to make me get a job every time, because this is what she does. I've tried to get back in shape a bunch of times in the last 10 years or whatever. I moved back to Boulder in 2013. 2017, I did for like a month, 2020, and then 2021. And I think even this year, even 22. And every time I do it, you know, she's all happy for the first day, and then the second and third day. And every day after that, she's like, you get a job, just get a job. And I'm like, you don't get what I'm trying to do you? So that's just annoying. When she starts doing that, it kind of freaks me out, and it makes me just dig into my website. It actually causes me to quit. So I told her she can't tell me to get a job all the time. And then rule number 3, oh yeah, she can't tell me that I'm obsessed and I have to stop doing it. Because one thing she wants me to not work on my website because I'm obsessed and I need to live a life of balance. So she does the same thing when I'm riding my bike. Like, oh, you went on a bike ride? Why? But you went on one yesterday. Oh, you went on a bike ride and it was all day? Oh no, that's too much. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. Obsession. You need to stop it. That's too much. So she needs to stop saying that to me too. So it's those 3 things. And if she can just lay off of me and just let me live my life. I told her I'd hang out with her all the time, you know. And I was like, yeah, you make the decision, because I don't care either way. I'll work on the website all the time, or then I'll be like an athlete. But you can't like start like grabbing for more, you know, like get greedy and give you an inch, you take a mile, you know, just be happy and like, let me do it my way. So she said she would. So I was like, yeah, you choose which one, but like, because I don't care either way. And she's like, what? But you're in control of your life. Why would I make a decision on that? You have to do it. And I was like, no, but this is like a rare situation where I really don't care. It's like I'm like on the fence. It's crazy. Sorry, it's wacky wild, but that's just how it is. So I imagined to convince her of that. So then she's like, okay, fine. Then do the exercise thing. So I was like, okay. I guess I'll do it in like 3 months though. So maybe in 3 months I can get done. I didn't like originally plan on, you know, making all these Flatirons, but like my technique is like whenever like the opportunity presents itself, you know, recognize it for being the time, you know. Because like I remember I bought this poster like a month ago or whatever, thinking, okay, you know, when the time presents itself, keep it handy. I have it right up on my bookshelf there. When the opportunity presents itself, then go ahead and do it. And I wasn't planning, and then all of a sudden I'm here, and I was already reorganizing the Flatirons, like, let's just do it. I got to the point where I was like, all right, let's just catch up with it. And I was like, well, all right, then that's time to do the Flatirons, even if it takes a whole day. So, which it probably will be, at least. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is just go in and make sure every single Flatiron is outlined, and then go in with the climbing routes and make sure I've looked at all of that, or from the one climbing route page, and I think it's all trails or something. I can't remember. And then, and then I get to like name it, you know. I was thinking to myself, maybe you should name it till you go there, but what? No, I got to name it now. Now it's time. So I'll look at it and just like kind of name it. Maybe some of my names will stick forever and ever. That's cool, huh? And then, in order, when you see them, I'll have them outlined, you know. You don't have them solid, because then it's too fuzzy. Outlined is crispy. Can't make it 3D because it's so steep. You can only see like the bottom if you do that. So yeah, outline, and then I'll do it rainbow colors. 1 to 10, that'll look cool. And it's just numbered north to south. Doesn't matter how big they are, you know, bigs to littles. So yeah, interesting. There's a whole bunch of them, like a big area, South Bear Mountain, like this big Flatiron. I'm like, damn, maybe I should like break those up and name those. individually. I don't know. Anyways, enough talking. Try to do my videos every day from now on. You know, I kind of got like embarrassed and like freaked out. Like, oh my God, what the fuck? How am I not making progress to having to do this thing over and over again? But I had to get it right. And but I learned that I learned a lesson, actually, a valuable lesson that I think is one of those lessons for me that's hard learned. Like I had to, because I kind of had it fused into my head that I had to have like the Google Earth icons. And it's like, no, you don't. Just take the icon away and then just make the link with the word, and that's going to save you so much space, because the space is precious. Like, you were violating your space rule. And also brain pollution, eye pollution. You don't want to see all those things. It's like, ugh. It's enough to have to look at the words. So only use the icons if you've got lots of different links, you know. Like the link, the word, if you have a Wikipedia that you want to link it to, then you do the word to the Wikipedia, and then the icon to the Google Earth, and the other icon to like the specific thing in the Google Earth. So so because when you do that, then it's like you don't have to worry about all these little tags breaking up and all the links breaking every time you do something. It's like it actually works the way a normal link works. So yeah. Anyways, enough talking. Tomorrow, yeah, hopefully I'll be done making all these Flatirons. If you want to like download it, it would be on the Mountaintopia page, section 3, Boulder. But I mean, that'll be in lots of places. You know, that'll be in like history of Boulder or whatever. So, but that's just where it is now for now. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.